Hi, in this video, we will see enhanced for loop in Java. Okay, so the enhanced for loop also called for each loop. Okay, the enhancement of for loop, they call it as for each loop. It is used to iterate over elements of arrays and collections. So arrays we have seen, but collections we have not seen till now. So once you come to the collections part, then we will discuss these things also. But in the arrays we have seen, by taking one array, we'll try to explain this. Okay, so we'll go to the Visual Studio Code. I have created one class called for each loop demo. Inside this, I have one integer array I. Okay, and array how you will declare, so some random number 2 5 3 something like this. Okay, some random numbers I have taken. This is my integer array. My integer array had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 elements inside this, 9 integers. So I want to print all the values from this integer array. Okay, so in that scenario we'll use for loop or for each loop. First we will see for loop. Right, first we will see for loop. Int I equals to 0. Why I equals to 0 now? Right, the reason is how you will print the value from the array. I of index you will mention. Right, index starts from where? 0. So I'll take from 0 where it is starting. Okay, I less than till which number I need to iterate over this. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Right, but you have 1000 elements. You sit and will not count for each and every array. Right, if it is 10 or 20, you can sit and like count and you can give here I less than 20 or 10, something like that. Now we have 9, I can give, but in the real time, if you're writing some program, you will get some data from somewhere. How many elements are there, how many values are there, you don't know, you cannot even count. So that time, how you'll use I dot length. Right, I dot length will give how many elements inside that. Right, I dot length. Then you keep increasing, right? Move forward. Right, here system dot out dot println. I want to print what? Each and every element from the index. So I of, sorry, I'll take this as A. Okay, so I used I here, right? So A of means integer array of index. What is the index from the 0? So 0 1 2 3, it is increasing here, so I'll use this I here. Okay, I here. So if I try to print, means execute this, you will see the output and will discuss. Sorry, that is A dot length. We change it, right? A dot length. You see that all the elements it is printing. Okay, one by one. What happens here? I'll explain you for first for loop, then we'll jump into the for each loop. So here what happens? First time I equals to 0. 0 less than A dot length. A dot length is 9. 0 less than 9, yes. Go inside this. Then A of I is what? First value 0. A of 0. What is the A of 0 value? This is 2. It will print. Next time I plus plus. I plus plus means 0 plus plus. It became 1. 1 less than 9, yes. A of 1. What is that? That is 5. Then A of 2. Then what? What is that? 3. Like how the moment when reaches, okay, I plus plus 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, Then 8 plus 9. 9 less than 9? No. Then come out of this loop. That's how it will execute. Right. But here I'm not using for loop. I want to use for each loop. I want to simplify this. Okay. I want to simplify this. So I'll comment this. Okay. So how it will be? For each loop, how it, I'll tell you first. Int I colon A. Okay. Then same standard dot println. Now there is no index. Okay. I'll simply print I. I'll simply print I. I'll explain. So let me execute this first. I need to print the same values. So it is executing fine, means whatever we have written, it is fine. So this is for loop. This is enhanced for loop or for each loop. Okay. So what happens here? Let me. So you have a bag here. In the bag, you have some balls. Just an example, you have balls. Okay. From this, you take one by one ball. Okay. Then what you want to do on this ball, you can do. You want to break the ball, you want to hit the ball, you want to use the ball in cricket, whatever it is. We don't bother about that. So that is the logic here. Okay. So one is completed. Take the second one. Okay. Perform the same activities on that. Take the third one. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. After ninth, there is no balls. So then it will stop your execution until you have some values in this bag. Until you have some balls in this bag, this will execute that many times. The moment when it finishes, it will come out of that. That's it. Okay, that's how it will work. But here A is what type? Integer array. In the integer array, what kind of values you will store? Integer values. If you take one integer, if you want to store, where you can store integer value, you have to store in integer only. Okay, let me clear this again. So here I have integer array, something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. So I have 2, 5, 3, 67, 45, 98, 34, 76, 35. So I don't need this, but let's assume till here only. Okay. This is my kind of bag. What it is? Integer array. Okay. So in the for each loop, what it will do? This is array, right? Take one value and perform what you want to on that. What I'm performing, I'm just printing. In the real time, with the help of I, you can use, you can do whatever you want according to your requirement. So, but here I'm just printing. I have taken 2. It is integer array, you have multiple values. If you take one value, what is that value? This is integer value, right? 2 is an integer. If it is an integer, where you can store? In the integer only. So because of that, here, take one value, put one in integer. What is that? Integer I. In the I you store and perform what you want. I'm printing. Then next value take and put in this I. Means another 5 value. It is also integer. You put it in integer. 3 also integer. 67 also integer. So because of that, the syntax is what type of values you are iterating through. The same value, single value you need to take. These are multiple values, right? Because of that, we have called it is array. From the array, you want to take single value. So single value where you will store integer. So integer array. Okay. So take one value, put here, print that. Take the next value, put here, print that. So until it reaches the end of that, after printing 35, there is no value, it will come out of that loop. Okay, that is how for each loop will execute. But in the for loop, you need to initialize the I equals to 0 from the 0, index 0, and you need to mention what is the length of that, and you need to mention I plus plus. You keep increasing. So this entire thing will be wrapped up in this. Okay, simple. If this kind of, okay, but I need to use for loop or for each loop. Which one to use? So for each loop is not a replacement of for loop. Okay, if you want to perform on each and every element on a array or some array list collection you will have. If you want to perform if you want to perform some actions on each and every element, then for each loop. Simplest way means take one by one and perform something until it reaches the end of this array. But sometimes, okay, sometimes I want to perform on only some of the values. I don't want all the values. Only 4 5 values, 1 2 3 4 5. So I less than 5 I'll mention here. Only I'll perform on this only 5 elements. But here you cannot restrict like that. Okay, you need to perform on all entire array. But if you want to do only few elements in the array, then you cannot use for each loop. Okay, then you need to depend upon normal for loop only. So it purely depends upon your requirement. So this is not a replacement of for each. For each loop is not a replacement of for loop. Okay, but if you want to perform some actions on each and every element of your collection or in the array, then go for each loop. That is simple. No need to initialize and no condition and increment, decrement, no need all these things. Take one by one and perform. Okay, so that is the difference between for loop and for each loop. Okay, this is all about for each loop or enhanced for loop. So if you go back to your PPT, so what could be the possible interview questions? What is for each loop? Otherwise, what is enhanced loop? To confuse you, if you don't know what is enhanced and for each, both are same, and they might ask, what is the difference between for loop and for each loop? And when to use for loop, when to use for each loop, right? That we already discussed. So these could be your possible interview questions. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you.